Hello, it's Sarah from Hardcover Hearts, and I'm here to talk about my week in reading and the weekend ahead. So, had a fantastic reading experience this week. Seems like I'd say a majority of what I read was I really ended up enjoying, which is not the norm. So, happy to talk a little bit about them. The first thing that I completed this week was The Night Tiger by Yangsze and Choo. This was my book of the month choice, and I was able to get this in audio from my library, so I kind of flipped back and forth from when I could listen on my commute versus when I had a chance to sit down and read. Really lovely story, a little mysticism, a little mystery, set in Asia. Really good characters, almost a little gothic. So it was a nice escapist read. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very lush and atmospheric, which is something that I'm a big fan of in writing and in books. So yeah, I enjoyed this one, The Night Tiger. The next one that I completed, this is a very small little book, a really quick read, under 150 pages, and it is A Whole Life by Robert Seethaler. And that's another really beautiful cover. I got this was hand-sold to me by an amazing bookseller at Daunt Books in London. His name is Jack, and every time I go to London, I've only been a few times, but I've gone in and talked with him, and he's always sold me something that's been amazing. So this, I have to say, it's definitely in the vein of Stoner, an introspective full life story of a gentleman. This is set in Germany as the war is breaking out. It's introspective and it's emotional, but there's a lack of emotion, and so it's the things that aren't said that seem to have a little bit of power in this one. I thought the writing was very good. I would have liked a little bit more from the story, so I didn't love it. I would say 2.5 to 3. For me, 3 is that it's a good book. It just maybe didn't resonate entirely with me. So that's A Whole Life. The next one I finished was so much fun. It was just brand new out. It's Benjamin Dreyer's book, Dreyer's English, An Utterly Correct Guide to Clarity and Style. And it's in essence a style guide, but it's so readable and so fun. He has a great voice. I think he was the copy editor for Random House, I think it is. My apologies if I got it right, but one of the publishing houses. He's the main copy editor, and he's just funny. There's just witticisms throughout. There's snarky little fun stories and explanations and why you do this and why you don't do that, and I really enjoyed it. I found it really fun, and it's something that I could see myself coming back to and using as reference. So you can't beat it when you can have a fun reference book in your library. So I gave that about 4 stars because I thought that was fun. I also finished the Ides of April by Lindsey Davis. So I've been doing a pre-vacation bundle read. So what I'm trying to do is read books that will put me in the place of my vacation, and that's going to be in a few months. So I'll be going to Rome, Naples, and the Amalfi Coast. And so while I've read a lot of books about that area and about that part of the world, I wanted to really immerse myself in that experience before I go. So I grabbed Lindsey Davis. She does a lot of historical mysteries, and I really like historical mysteries and police procedurals, if police existed back then. But those kinds of things are always a fun way to dip into historical culture and the like. So Ides of April is her first of a series, the Flavia Albia series. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. I gave it a 3 stars. 3 stars because there was some of the stuff that I just thought was so outrageous it could not possibly be historically accurate. So I gave a little side eye there, but it was, for what it is, I enjoyed it and thought it was fun, and it definitely got me in the mood for Rome. And then I think the biggest win and the biggest surprise, I'll say, for the week was Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I will be perfectly frank that I tend to have a bias against all the buzzed about books. And this one has been buzzed about everywhere. I've just heard so many people talking about it, but there's a woman at work, a young woman, who just was raving to me about this book, and the passion with which she spoke really made me want to read it, just to be able to talk with her about books, because it's something that we have in common, and I think she's lovely. So I was like, well, let me give it a try when I saw it available on audio through my library. So grabbed it, and I absolutely could not get through it fast enough. I was loving it. It was a mix of nature writing that was just sublime and beautiful, plus a interesting story, coming of age story, with a really strong, scrappy, smart female narrator and main character. That was and a lot of things were beautifully rendered. There were some flaws in the book. I think the biggest thing was there's a little bit too much of that stereotypical small town romance with this kind of person and that kind of person, the shy boy and the quarterback, kind of thing that made it, that denigrated it, I think, a little bit. But the depth of Kaya, the main character, was so beautiful. And I really, I was rooting for her. And so what's interesting is not only is it a coming of age story and a little bit of nature writing, or a significant amount of nature writing, they also interweave another narrative that collides with the main story, that is a murder mystery. So there's a lot going on, but it's well crafted, and I'd say it's a four-star book for me. I enjoyed it, and I would recommend, especially if you like nature writing, if you like coming of age stories, strong, if you like anything in the South and like the kind of southern swampy atmosphere and a really clear sense of place. This will be probably something that you'd enjoy. So that's what I finished, so really proud with those. What I'm continuing, so I'm still reading SPQR. It is a big book. So I think I'm going to see if I can switch to audio. I put it on hold, so we'll see when my hold comes through from the library. I'm lucky I live in California, and so in California you're able to have multiple library cards, and so that gives you access to multiple libraries for digital access. And so I wield that as a power user, but I'm very, very, I don't hold things if I'm not going to get to them, and I release quickly. And I manage a very tight holds policy for myself. So hopefully that'll come up soon. And then this weekend, I'm really looking forward to some focus time reading. I'm starting My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and I've heard a ton of great things about that. I think it was on the Women's Prize shortlist, so and some other prize lists. So looking forward to hitting on that, and I think it's small, so that should be very quick. Then shout out to Sean the Book Maniac. I'm going to start Do Not Say We Have Nothing by Madeleine Thien. I've heard nothing but raves from Sean on his channel, and some other people who love it. Jenny at Reading Envy also remarked that it's a really great one. So really excited to dive into that, and I think that one is a thicker tome. And then in audio, I'm listening to The American Agent, which is the latest release of the Maisie Dobbs series by Jacqueline Winspear. And so I just, sometimes it just feels good to have a palate cleanser in the form of a series that you follow, that you can just jump right in with the characters and see what they're doing. So those are my plans. I hope you have read something amazing this week and have some reading time set up for yourself for the weekend. Let me know what you're reading. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you later.